I'm good. So my name is Danny Overstreet Jr. I graduated this past December 2018. I held a seat on the Homecoming Steering Committee as the talent show coordinator. I held a seat on the BSU board as the president, briefly as the vice president, the graduate coordinator for about 1.5 years. I was on the Chancellor's Advisory Council. I was a part of Brother to Brother. I was a part of Ignite Bible Ministry. Yeah. And then I was also a part of the Connection Student Council. And then my last semester, I joined Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
So since you just graduated, do you have any positions you hold outside of school now?
Yeah, I recently started working at Generac Power Systems here in Whitewater as an HR coordinator. I started that role before graduation back in October, so that's lit.
How did you find yourself here at Whitewater?
So I originally was like anti going here because my brother went here. But then like when it all boiled down to it, Whitewater made the most sense. Money wise, how far away from home it was basically Oshkosh versus Whitewater. And what they offered me for financial aid was like Whitewater, it just fit the bill.
So what was your major here?
HR, human resources, yeah.
What made you decide that?
I lollygagged for a minute. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I waited till my junior year to finally declare my major because I'm indecisive. So I was like, let me go, figure out what's out there because I might not want to do that for real.
So since you've been at Whitewater, can you describe the atmosphere of being black on this campus?
Me personally, people have these stories about how tough it was and how hard it was. And for me, it was I didn't experience that until I started getting involved. Like the Black Student Union, but for me, the atmosphere was good up until then. Then I started running into stuff oh, this is really how they do things around here.
So then what was one profound moment that occurred during your college days involving African Americans that stuck with you to this day, and why?
I would definitely say around the time that Trump got elected. That was a very intense moment on campus. I mean, you could walk places and go places, but it was a lot was going on. I was hearing stories. That was when I was heavily involved with BSU. I was president at the time he was elected. So a lot of members were going through stuff walking down the street and somebody honking at them saying nigger, get out of my country already, or a lot of students they come into their office, they crying, they don't really know what to do, they don't know where the world's gonna go. There's a lot of pressure on me as the president, you should hold a conversation, but what do you say to your members? It's it's 150 people. So what are you gonna host a conversation about when you don't know how you feel?
Right, well that was gonna be my next question. Did BSU at that time host any talks or emergency meetings or events that would help people?
No, because at me at the time as president, I didn't feel I should go up to the members and be so what y'all think? Yeah. Because if somebody start going off, what do I do? Because I don't even know what to say. Me and the advisor was going at it about that, but we didn't end up hosting that conversation, and we ended up talking about it briefly on that Tuesday, but it was kind of a quiet room. People were shocked.
What's the topic that you believe should be discussed in our community?
I feel like now I would have said mental health, but I feel like mental health is getting there more in the Black community. But I definitely feel like we should address the way that we raise our children. I think you gotta learn what style of parenting works for you. I think a lot of us in this generation we understand okay, I don't want to be raised how I was raised, but I also appreciate some of the stuff of how I was raised. But you gotta find your a different twist on it. And me not being a parent, I can't speak to that, but I can definitely say it's some more creative ways out there of parenting these days that you can utilize.
Personally, which you prefer, Black or African American?
Black.
Is it a reason why?
I would say because African American, I feel that's so much more connected to Africa, and I'm African American, but the term African American is just seemed so connected to Africa, and me not being I'm from there, but I'm not from there. I can't come here. I ain't gonna go to class and say I'm Nigerian or something like that, or whatever my descendant is. But I am gonna say I'm Black.
Being at UW-Whitewater, can you explain how it has impacted your days, seeing it as it is at PWI?
Well, for me, it was interesting to see more so inside of the Black community, because a lot of people in Milwaukee said I'm not used to being all around all these white people all the time, or different cultures, and it's me, I come from Racine, and our high school, middle schools, the town just in general was like that, it just mixed. So for me, it was I came to Whitewater and it was seeing more white people and less Black people, but it was no different.
too.
Yeah.
What issues were the hot topic while you were in undergrad, and has that changed?
I would definitely say the niggers on the board, the Trump thing, that was definitely a big thing. It's been a couple protests about different things, like abortion. I don't think we've ever had a problem with the LGBTQA community. I feel like we keep going in circles, but like every time we go, for the 4.5 years that I was there, I feel like every time we went in the circle, we got a little closer to the end. So like, we may keep having the same conversation about people writing nigger on the board, but every time they go further and further, like into getting a solution, like or somebody reaching some type of resolution for the future.
So how do we build community?
I think for the black community to come together, we gotta like not focus on differences as much. I think that's a big part of it. Like, you do this, I got this, you live here, I live there, it don't really matter. And it's part of like being a part of the bigger community, we gotta learn like how to not segregate ourselves, because I think that'd be the problem. Like, we're like, oh, I ain't gonna get the job because I'm black, or I ain't gonna get the job because this and that, like, or I ain't gonna do this because there's gonna be a lot of white people there, or Mexicans or Hispanics or whatever. So I think those are the two solutions. Like, first you gotta deal with not focusing on the differences within your community, and then you gotta figure out how you're not gonna segregate yourself.
Being like comfortable with uncomfortable, pretty much. Mm-hmm. So then what is your proudest achievement at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater?
My fraternity is first.
Okay.
Graduating second, ESU president, and then just overall, like, I guess just stepping out of my comfort zone, because I don't think a lot of people know that I didn't get involved. Like, I named all those positions at the beginning, but I didn't get involved with like anything until my junior year. So I waited pretty much my whole college career before I was like, all right, I'm gonna do something. And I started little. I just started with the fashion show. That's all I did. And then from there, I just was like, okay, I'm gonna do a whole bunch more.
So who was your most influential African American and why?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think like I have anybody that's like necessarily like influential to me. There are people who I'm like, oh, that was dope. Like, you like really did your thing with that. But I don't think there's anybody that's like, I look at and be like, oh, that's a big influence in my life. Like, besides like my parents. But yeah, I can't say that there's anybody that I'd be like, oh, that's my go-to black dude. Like, I don't think there's anybody that like influenced my life that much.
The last question we have is, what is the quote of the day?
The quote of the day: even if they don't say thank you, keep working. Mm-hmm. The word.
They don't say thank you, keep working.
Even if they don't say thank you, keep working. Thank you. This is Danny Overstreet Jr. and this has been Test of a Man.